Building muscle is really simple and basic when it comes down to it. But we live in a day and age where we have an abundance of information at our very fingertips, literally. Now on paper, this is great. But it causes us to go into what I call information overload. And we can end up doing something that actually isn't helping us to reach our goals. So that brings me to the point of this video. I'm going to be talking about very common mistakes people make from this very reason. But if you do anything on this list, don't beat yourself up. Think of it as a learning curve. Remember, we all have to learn the right way eventually. So if you're serious about building muscle, subscribe to my channel and stay tuned to the end of the video. The most common mistake, by far, is not eating enough calories. But let me explain this more clearly. Muscle growth requires energy, and energy simply comes from food. If you're not eating enough calories, you're not giving your body the resources it needs to repair and grow. It's really that simple. The reason I say resources, though, instead of protein, is because your body needs fats and carbohydrates as well to build muscle. Protein, fat, and carbs all belong to a group called macronutrients. For putting on muscle though, I suggest being in a caloric surplus of around 400 calories per day, obviously. To me, this is ideal for muscle growth while minimizing fat gain. You need to be careful though, as consuming too many calories will result in fat gain. And remember, keep this a high protein diet. The next common mistake is overtraining without recovery. Overtraining simply leads to fatigue and, even worse, sometimes muscle loss. So to put it simply, your body needs time to recover and grow. Here are some common signs of overtraining. Chronic fatigue. If you constantly feel fatigued, it might be time to change out your workout regime or maybe your diet. Or are you plateauing or even declining in performance? This is the most common sign of overtraining. And this is another reason you should track your workouts. So be aware when you are plateauing. Irritability or lack of motivation. If you feel like you don't want to work out anymore, maybe it's time for a week off to allow your body to recharge and for you to recoup. So what's the solution to all this though? Personally, I think train 4 to 6 times per week, depending on your experience level, and make sure to prioritize rest. Incorporate active recovery days if you feel up for it. Active recovery days with light activities like yoga or walking. Don't forget to listen to your body though, because sometimes a complete rest day is what you need most. The third mistake is ignoring progressive overload. And to put it simply, muscles grow when they're constantly challenged. This could be from increasing resistance or reps, but without progressive overload, you're just maintaining. You're not actually building your muscles. So how do you apply it at the gym? Well, there are 3 ways you can apply progressive overload in the gym. Number 1, increase the weight, incrementally, of course, or add extra reps or sets. Another way you could implement progressive overload is decrease rest time between sets. These are all another reason why you should track your workouts. Use an app or a notebook to record weights, reps, and sets. Each week, look over it and aim to improve in at least one metric, even if it's just by 1 rep. A big mistake that a lot of people have trouble with is lacking consistency. But once you're consistent, it does get easier. And I promise you, that's from experience. However, inconsistency is one of the biggest reasons people fail to see results. The reason being, muscle growth is a long-term process that requires constant and consistent effort. It can take up to 12 weeks to notice slight muscle growth, and even longer to achieve a transformation. But don't let this throw you off. Anything is possible if you set your mind to it. Set realistic goals though, and stick to a schedule. That's your best way. If life gets busy, prioritize shorter, more intense workouts rather than skipping it entirely. Even push-ups for a chest day if you can't go gym that day. Squats for a leg day if you can't train legs that day. Or pull-ups if you can't train pull that day. Stay consistent. Consistency beats intensity in the long run. Another classic mistake is neglecting compound exercises, and this is the last thing you want to do. The reason is compound exercises target multiple muscle groups, making them more efficient and effective for increasing muscle strength and size. Some classic examples of compound lifts are squats. They target your quads, glutes, hamstrings, and your core muscles. Or deadlifts. They target your posterior chain, your back, and your core muscles. Pull-ups are another one. They target your lats, biceps, and core muscles. Or bench press, which targets your chest, shoulders, and triceps. I hope you guys learned something from this video, and just remember that everyone has made these mistakes, including myself, so don't beat yourself up. But what you should feel bad about is not subscribing if you made it this far. So smash that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.